nowadays. So what do you think about time and life and existence? 3-part question. You can answer however you want. Time, life, and existence. What do you think about it? When I say those 3 words, what do you think about it? And how does it make you feel?
Time. And time is non-refundable.
I like that.
And it's limited. You know, time will go by so fast. Your kids, your career, your family. Before you look up your goals.
I disagree. So when you say time is limited, time ain't limited at all. It's unlimited. Our time. So when you say time is limited.
When I say it's limited, it's because they put in the 24-hour window.
For you individually,
so
time is limited.
It hit the reset button daily. That's what I meant by time limited. Like,
okay. So
as a person who try to be, certainly whether you're an entrepreneur or a hard worker at a 9 to 5, you still gotta make time. Cause it's limited. Like you really gotta insert yourself within that time frame in order to get out what you're trying to be a part of.
Respect. So what I really disagreed on was I don't think time passes fast. And my whole philosophy on this is so I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna let you get to your point.
Go ahead.
So time doesn't move faster or slower at any point during its infancy.
True.
Infinity, right?
True.
But what happens is we have a certain amount of, so when it comes to time, we have a certain amount of mental space we can allocate towards certain things in our life. So do a lot of our growth. When we're a child, time is unlimited to us. We don't think we can die. Like we don't think about death like that. We just think about fun and living, right?
Right.
When you become a young man, you're going through growth. When you become an adult, now you're worrying about making it. You're worried about success, right? So your mental capacity, your time is spent on certain things, whether it be struggling, whether it be making sure you get this done, success. So it's not that time is moving faster. You're just allocating your time and your mental energy on certain things, so you don't see the time passing by. Like I agree. You see what I'm saying? You ever been moving and doing something and you trying to make it succeed and you're like, man, damn, time moved fast. No, you were just so busy you couldn't stop and observe and respect time. You know what I'm saying? The best moments in our life are when we're happy and we're relaxed.
True.
That's when time is really moving at its normal speed. So I don't think time moves faster. We just mentally allocate time wrong at times. Does that make sense?
Yeah, the seconds ain't going no faster.
No, it's just mentally, it's like I'm so busy. Like, okay, example, my daughter, she's 11, but the years from when she was first born to 9 moved so fast to me because I was struggling trying to make it. I didn't have time to enjoy the time of her growth. But now I'm in a better place in my life. I can literally enjoy the time. Do you get what I'm saying?
I'm with it.
So it never moved faster or slower. I just appreciated it more.
It's all about placement.
Placement, respect, and understanding. Get it? What I'm saying?
Yeah. Now, what was the next one? Time. It was a 3-part.
Time, life, and existence. And I think existence can be the infinity of everything. So yeah, life and existence.
Warm me up on what yours is with life, so I can rebuttal.
Life is. Oh, see, life got me stuttering.
It's limited.
That's limited.
You know what's crazy? I was telling somebody earlier. I was asking them what's the comfortable point. I can't even say age, but what's a comfortable point that you can imagine in your life that you wouldn't mind passing away? And I want to.
Ooh, look, I'm gonna tell you what's called. A comfortable time is when I'm accepting to death. When I'm the point of my life when I'm accepting. So my wife and I, we have these conversations because
like whether I ain't talking illness or health.
No, I feel what you're saying.
Because after a while you get a certain age, there's certain stuff that ain't around you no more that it used to be. All this interaction we doing tonight.
Yeah.
After a while,
it disperses.
It disperses.
Yeah.
Is it worth still being here?
It's a moment. So right now in my life, so I'm gonna tell you, that's a good question because so my wife and I, it's a good. We literally had these conversations because no matter how religious you are, it's one of the things you have. Death is scary.
It's inevitable though.
Because death is infinite. Let me check this out. Right now would be a tough time. If I knew that death was coming for me tomorrow, it would devastate me. You wanna know why?
Why?
Because right now I'm full of life. I'm at the point in my life where my life is full. I'm watching my kids grow.
Right.
I'm experiencing bountiful love, right?
True.
So, but if I was the same age, but I was depressed, I was struggling, If the Reaper came for me tomorrow, would I be as scared? So this point in my life, life is good. It's great, really. I watch my daughters every day talk, smile, laugh. My son talk, smile, laugh. My wife enjoy me, right? So this is new to me.
Don't forget the dog.
The dog too. The dog, he get on my nerves sometimes, but the dog too. But it's just so at this point in my life, I'm not as accepting of life, right? I'm not as accepting of death. I don't want it. If it comes, I ain't got no choice. But what I pray is this. I pray that one day when I'm older and I've fulfilled life, I've tasted the fruit of love to where I'm full on it, and I'm okay with what comes next. I've seen my kids grow, and I've experienced my wife for so many years that we've seen so much of the world that I can say okay. So I don't have an age.
Yeah, cause you know, it made me think about Chadwick.
Cause
I mean, he had
strong, bro,
and he was at a peak.
Yeah,
he was at a lot of everything you described for yourself.
Was he even peaking yet?
Not even peaking.
Yeah, but see, that's a strong man to accept, to know that death is coming for you, and work and do great things. You know, I thought about him when you asked that question. Cause bro, I have nothing but respect for him. And you know what's the coldest part about that? He didn't mention it to nobody.
That's the beautiful part. He
you know what I'm saying?
None of his burdens on no one.
Yeah. He didn't want the accolades like that. Cause you know when they know you passing away or whatever, they gonna give you all your extra chips and cheese.
Right.
But he literally was like, you know what, we're gonna keep this in house. Don't tell nobody. Let me do what I do. That's a strong man. Yeah, what? I told my wife, I said, I respect that. Yeah, for sure. All his movies mean so much more now. Not saying they didn't mean that, but it's like, damn, like he was going through this and that.
Right.
And didn't complain.
Would you have told somebody?
I would have told my wife. I think the same people he told.
You wouldn't have told the world.
Nah, I mean, cause I'm gonna say I would, cause I'm like, what's the point? At that point, cause I feel like you don't know what you're gonna do. You know, like when the doctor say you ain't gonna make it, you don't know what you're gonna do. But I would say this, for me, it's like, what's the point, bro? I would think like, but I would say one thing I don't know if I would have did that he did. I don't know if I could have kept working.
So on a positive note,
yeah,
in a negative light, if you knew you ain't had long to live, what would you do in your last few days, last few weeks?
Bro, I would get away with my family. I can't say that I'm selfless enough to do stuff for others outside of my inner circle, because I know that when I'm gone, they can't experience me anymore, my family.
Right.
So I would take the last week or two I have and just get away with my wife and kids. You know?
Yeah.
Me personally, what would you do?
The same.
You know, I wouldn't want no big reunion. I wouldn't want no big, you know, I'll probably make a video message for everybody and say, hey, you know.
For after the fact.
Yeah, you know,
after the fact.
But at that moment, bro, look, I'm straight. But then what do you tell your wife and kids?
How do you tell them?
Yeah, like.
When do you tell them?
I'm going to tell you something crazy. My youngest daughter, on clockwork, every 2 to 3 weeks, she has a crying fit when she knows that I'm going to work. She know I do this every 2 or 3 days. Daddy, I just don't want you to go. I want you to stay home with me and play with me, right? And this me coming, and I only work like 6-7 hours a day now on certain days.
Yeah.
So imagine telling your baby, I ain't never coming back.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
could you? It's not lying. Like, would you omit it?
Would it be selfish if you didn't?
Yes.
You know,
love is selfless.
Bro, look, my son, 1.5 years old. Whenever I'm at home, Daddy. So whenever my wife, cause we talk a lot on FaceTime, so whenever her phone ring, he assumes it's me. Daddy. Whenever I'm taking my daughter to swim practice, my wife not there. Mama. It'd be a whole different story when that mama don't ever get answered again. When that daddy don't ever get answered again. Death is deep. So that's why, back to your previous question, at what point am I accepting the death? I don't want it right now.
For sure.
Because it's not even just for me, it's for
sure.
them.
You're right.
Like, I don't know what kind of damage you would do to my children if I wasn't here tomorrow. That's why I gotta take care of myself, and I gotta make smart decisions. That comes back to, you know, my temper used to be way worse than what it is now. Because when you're young, you think
you still be wrestling folk?
Nope. Cause it's probably because I'm more mature now. Man, I used to get down at the barbershop. Like, y'all don't know.
Yeah.
Remember that one time at Sip Shop where I broke the whole wall?
Yeah.
Me and this young kid was playing. He was in high school, but he was like a state championship wrestler. But he was like 300 pounds. Big boy. He used to clean up the shop. And we was wrestling, and I think I kind of pushed him, and he fell through the wall. Jesus, I thought I was about to get fired.
We did too.
I did. I was like, man, I don't want to tell Sip.
We was on some little kid, like some type
the
stuff.
whole
like,
shop got quiet.
and
then one time I was wrestling.
Then we had to wait till he pulled up.
Because he wasn't even there. You know what I'm saying?
So that was another ooh.
Oh, wait. He pulled up. He talked to me back.
But
he like he about to cry. Like, he was so mad. He was like, man, I'm trying to take care of this stuff. And I'm like, man, then remember one time I was wrestling and I broke the arm on his chair?
Yeah.
I pushed somebody against the arm of the chair. Damn.
Memories, boy.
Yeah, man, just doing too much. But
What was the
the
third
third one
part?
was existence. Do you think it's a blessing or a curse to exist at one point in time? At one point, I'm gonna say, okay, check this out. So when we say a child didn't ask to be here, but at a certain point you realize at a certain point in your life you have to die, and then you have to go through that mental like, damn, death is forever, right? Because no matter what happens after this, it's not this. So do you think it's a blessing or a curse to even exist at all? Because before you exist, you don't even know. But once you're here, you know that this has to end.
All good things come to an end.
Yeah, exactly. But is it still a good thing if you know that it has to end? Because what if you spend so much time dwelling on the end?
Somebody's still gonna learn from it.
Huh? What are you talking about?
Even if you dwelling in your own, if you dwelling on it. I mean, you know, you had ups and downs in life. Somebody's still learning from your energy. So you still an aspect. Your existence still is effective in a positive way.
Yeah, but do you
just
care?
as much as you may imagine as a negative?
For sure. No. What I'm saying is, just because.
Yeah.
I try my best to do good for people.
Straight up.
People who really know me, they know like, bro, whether it be a conversation, if I can help you with some money, like I try my best to give you the best part of my life as far as my energy, right?
Yeah.
But just because I do that doesn't mean it helps me cope with me knowing that my existence comes. And I said that I'm struggling with that, but that doesn't help me cope with just because I'm doing good for you and give you good energy. Don't help me with me knowing that my existence comes to the end. And before people in my comments, I believe in God. I might not be Christian. They're like, you need to read the Bible.
Yeah.
The Bible is not the only way. We're not gonna get into that. But existence is a blessing for you.
True. I agree. I feel that way.
No, for sure. I'm saying because. So yeah, that's my question. So give me your spill on existence.
I love it.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, yeah, I love being present, existing.
Yeah.
I love.
So you ain't got no choice. You here now.
Yeah. So you just might well make the best of it.
Yeah.
Even in your worst times. You know
And people gonna say like the worst times don't last forever.
No, they don't.
But see, you learn that when you go through those times and you climb your way out.
That's what mold you.
People can't dwell. Dwelling is tough. When you make a bad situation longer, that's the worst. You know what I'm saying?
Fact. Especially when you make it longer.
Yeah.
You know, once you learn that you got certain amount of controls, like you said, like the serenity.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
The things I can change, the things I can't, the wisdom to know the difference, like that kind of stuff. A lot of times you be involved in stuff you ain't got to deal with.
Yeah. What do you think about self-pity?
I pity the fool.
So you don't think self-pity is good at any time?
I don't.
Really? I'll be real with you, bro. It's okay to pity yourself.
It's okay,
yeah. But don't
not
dwell.
dwell.
That's back to the term. You can have a moment where you're like, man, God, I ain't getting.
Yeah.
But when you dwelling in anything can be one of those things, you know?
Make that hole deeper.
For sure, yeah.
But all you gonna put a seed, all you gonna come up out of it.
Mm-hmm. So what do you think about love?
Oh, that's probably the hardest word in this whole conversation.
Is it the hardest? Because it's self-defined by you.
You figure that out later.
Through the hardships of trying to go by everybody else's definition.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah, you find that out later.
So I think a lot of heartbreak and a lot of mishandling of love comes because we think that love has a cookie cutter definition. Love is literally defined by what you feel.
Yeah, but initially you be so caught up in defining it compared to what other people do.
For sure.
How they love. My grandparents stayed together 30 years. Like you comparing.
You don't know what they went through.
Exactly.
And they probably went through it. Probably more than what you willing to go through. If grandma can fight through this, grandma probably put it with more than what you thought was, you know what I'm saying?
And in different times.
Yeah, and it's one of the things, listen, you live literally once. Don't go through being unhappy. What's wrong?
I'm listening. I'm listening to that thought.
You don't want to go like just because they say you're not supposed to leave. Like you're not supposed to leave somebody no matter what.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, listen. You live once. Do you think it's worse to leave somebody or spend the rest of your life being miserable? Because I guarantee you, if you live
Trying
through
to
misery,
fit inside that cookie cutter shape definition of love.
Man, if you live your life through misery, you're gonna wake up 30, 40 years later, and you're gonna dwell in self-pity on the decision you made 30, 40 years ago. So listen, if you don't leave me, let me cry. Let me lose about 100 pounds. But if you don't want to be here, don't hurt yourself. That's the most selfless thing I can tell you. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Love, but see, love is strong. Love will give you the best feeling you ever had, and it'll make you do some things you never thought you would do. I said, I would jump off this balcony right now. I'm gonna have to change that audio. I can tell because I got loud on that. For sure. Are you a crier?
What?
You not a crier?
Like the Drake video.
Why men gotta do that? Why when I
I
say
cry at funerals.
Okay, see, you want to go?